Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of the Wizard101 Let's Play series. Last episode we got to KROKotopia and we did the first half of the Pyramid of the Sun, so we did the Royal Hall and the Chamber of Fire. Today we're going to be finishing the Palace of Fire. Let's get started. Between episodes I did quite a few side quests. You there.
It's risky, but it just might work. Please find my men and give them these artifacts. Report back to me with news.
Yeah. So, yeah, between episodes, I did quite a few side quests. I did, like, all of the Pyramid of the Sun quests. I did all of the kind of Oasis side quests. And I got up to, well, I got up to level 18, and I just leveled up to 19. So, we're going places. I'm almost level 20, still in the Pyramid of the Sun. That's pretty cool. I think my goal, or, like, my want is if I can get to level 30, like, in Marleybone, or, like, towards the beginning of Marleybone, and I can go do Mount Olympus, that would be great.
These artifacts had better work.
Just getting that early Mount Olympus gear, getting the Skyrim Hasta, I mean, that's
just keep coming.
It's an extra 10% damage, which would be really good, and then, you know, on top of that, I just realized I have a mark that I could use. That would be useful to have. Alright, perfect. What was I talking about? Mount Olympus gear. It's just, it would be very useful to have. If I can get even the Skyrim Hasta, it would be good, but, like, an extra, like, if I can get some Zeus gear itself and get up to, like, 30% damage, that would just be incredibly useful. So, that's probably going to be my next goal. Now, I'm actually recording this on the morning of Sunday. I meant to, you know, I usually pre-record them, but yesterday was a bit of a busy day for me, and for some reason I didn't think about that on Friday, so I didn't record, and then, yeah, so I fell a little bit behind, but it's about 11 o'clock, so I'm recording this 4 hours before you guys see it. I'm not going to record, I might record one later today, and if I don't, I'll record them on Monday, but, I'll probably do a stream soon. I don't know what exactly the stream will be, but I know that I will definitely stream me doing Mount Olympus, because, let's be honest, I'm probably not going to be able to solo that dungeon very well, and then on top of that, it's just going to be easier to have many people help with Mount Olympus, because I'm going to probably need a lot of help in the many runs it's going to take me to do. I just realized I didn't equip a mount.
Wizard. The artifact we may...
My bad, guys, my bad. I'm also going to pick up the side quest. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll do it later. Let's go kill some Narini warriors and flame guardians. Now, this episode's probably going to be long as is, so I'm going to skip, like, the second battle, because I'm going to have to do 2 battles. One for, you know, because I have to defeat 3 of them. Because today's episode is going to include the Palace of Fire and the Throne Room of Fire, which is going to be a bit, I think. Because there's the 4 bosses that I need to defeat, plus the whole Throne Room of Fire is an extra, like, 3 bosses on top of that, so... going to be a little bit, for sure, but I'm going to try my best to finish it. Now, if you don't know, I've talked about this before, but I quite enjoy watching esports, specifically Valorant. And right now, I'm recording this after the long tech pause between in map 2 of the DRG versus T1 game. If any of you guys watch Valorant 2, you might understand why, because this tech pause has been going for about 20 minutes now. So I was like, I'm just going to record. I was thinking of either recording, like, between game 1 and game 2, or just not recording and then maybe streaming later. But then I was like, what am I going to stream? Because I just did all the side quests. Oh, that's an inconvenient 13 HP. Let's do that. And you already have a death trap, so this is just inconvenient for me. Very inconvenient. So the only side quest I struggled this entire time doing side quests was actually the Chamber of the Charmed, the Soul Keeper, funny enough, because for some reason his fight spawns with 3 minions, so it's a 1v4. And let me tell you, that was not easy, and in fact, I lost the first time I did it. I was very close. He only had like 200 HP left, but he kept spamming Tower Shield, which was rather inconvenient for me, so I didn't actually manage to kill him. And then I was just like, I'm going to go into Team Up, which, fun fact, did you guys know that Team Up has a ready button now? I didn't, because I made some poor random guy sit in that Team Up queue for 2 full minutes and only noticed the ready button at the very last second. I felt a little bad, but that's okay. It all worked out in the end. We helped each other. I think his name was Andrew Firelord. If somehow you're watching this, Andrew Firelord, I apologize. He was also a level 18, funny enough, so I don't know if he's doing side quests later on in KROK, or he has somehow followed the exact same path I have and is doing all of the side quests pre-doing main quest. But we'll see. No, we won't, because we will never see Andrew Firelord again. We won't see. That was a lie. Alright, easy clap. 2 down. I'll be back when I've beaten the next 2. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. I fizzled like 7 times that fight. That's a gross exaggeration, but it was like 3 or 4 times I fizzled, and it made that take way longer than necessary, which is why it's a good thing that I decided to pause. Now, one thing I figured I'd not float, but I'm going to do that I thought would be a fun idea for a video that I'll probably upload sometime this week, maybe on Friday. We'll see how it goes. I was thinking of doing a ranking the worlds kind of tier list, which I know I have done about 4 or 5 times now. I haven't done one in 2025, but what makes this one a little bit unique, and I thought would make it interesting, is I could rank the worlds pre this series and, you know, give my full rankings, and then as I go throughout the series, I'll rank them in my head, or I'll write them down somewhere what I thought of that world as I was going, and then do a post-series ranking, so you can kind of see, like, fresh in my mind what exactly the ranking of each world is. So I'll probably do it soon, but like, for example, Wizard City, I probably would have ranked D or somewhere around there before doing it, and I feel like that's a pretty fair summation of what I thought doing it. Like, it wasn't the best. Without the nostalgia and the old quest lines, it kind of loses a lot of its oomph, and I feel like it's not nearly as fun as it used to be, so I would probably still put it around that D level, because it's just not as interesting. Old Wizard City, I'd probably put on B or A just purely for nostalgia, you know what I mean? And then, like, for example, I'm going into this expecting Krokotopia to probably be about a C, which is probably about what it's going to be. Krokotopia is very much a world of, like, the vibes are good, it's a fun world. He has 3 HP, that's unfortunate. But the Krokosphinx is a bit of a slog. I don't know. You guys know Krokotopia. It's whatever. It's a whatever world. So I'm probably going to feel like it's about a C after I'm doing this, but we're going to see. That wasn't a pun. Don't take it as one. 1 battle down. I'll be back when I've beaten the 3rd one. Alright, boom. Defeated another 2. Back to Lieutenant Stanish. I have a mark.
Huzzah! We really
Huzzah!
My men.
Oh.
Their names are Edo, Nebbit, Shy, and Akori. Defeat them, and the barrier will be broken down.
Aye, aye, Lieutenant Standish. I was not expecting my pet to level up there. He's durable now, which, not the best for sure. Definitely not the best. We'll get a new pet eventually.
You may have seen the fall of the other Narini, but the next thing you will see is me celebrating my victory.
Alright. A bit of slam poetry there. I mean, I guess it wasn't really slam poetry, it was just poetry. Please don't shield round 1. Thank you. If he shielded round 1, I probably would have just restarted the fight, to be honest. But we got this in the bag. Now, a question I got on last episode, and I did respond to their comment, but I figured that, you know, I can make it into a topic of discussion in the video. Someone asked me, Noah, do you play any instruments? And some of you may remember from my old videos, basically anything with past the last like 15 videos, I had a guitar in the background of my videos hanging on my wall. And yeah, I mean, I play the guitar. I think, when did I start? When I was 12 or 13, I was like, hey, I'm gonna learn how to play an instrument. And my parents were like, cool. We'll get you some lessons. So I did some guitar playing, some noodling, learned some songs. You know, I wouldn't call myself a good guitar player. I'm certainly not anything impressive. I can't do anything insane. But I know my way around a guitar a little bit. I will say, I have written some music with my brother. We're both musicians of sorts. I would definitely call myself way better of a songwriter than I am at guitar. But who knows, maybe someday those songs will actually copyright them or something and then upload them, and then maybe you'll hear them. Maybe you won't though. Who's to say? Yeah, but otherwise, beyond that, I mean, obviously, with the genre of music I listen to, which I've talked about in the last video, but I listen to a lot of, you know, alternative, rock, metal, that kind of stuff. A lot of people that listen to those genres tend to be musically inclined. They tend to be, you know, musicians, like guitar players and whatnot, because that's what the genre revolves around. Guitars, bass playing, whatnot. So I know how to play that. I know how to play a bit of the keyboard. Like when I was in high school, I took a class where you basically just you sat around for an hour doing music. Just, I forget what it was called. It was like music inspiration or music creativity or something like that. And you just sat down and played music for an hour, and you got basically an A as long as you played music, which I thought was a fun class. But I learned how to play, I didn't learn how to play, but I played the keyboard a lot that class because they had keyboards that you could use. So I'm certainly not good at it, but I know what the notes on the keyboard are, and I know how to play a few things. One boss down. This is just going to be the mother of all boss rushes, isn't it? I mean, I don't know why I'm phrasing that like a question. I know that it's going to be. Alright, let's go for this. To be honest, I don't think I need that many blades and traps, but we'll see. Off to defeat Edo Narini. I kind of want to get like a horse mount permanently, because I feel like the horse mounts are kind of cool. Like, I just like how they move, you know what I mean? So maybe I'll see about getting one. I know that the raw boss, the skeleton key boss, drops a few stallion mounts, a few pony mounts. So maybe I'll see about farming that. I just realized I'm very bright right now. Like, the sun is shining directly on my face, and it's making me look very pale. That's technically better, but I
begins the
can't care.
of your strength and the restoration of my glory.
Damn, okay. Bars. Yeah, so I really do wish that I could upgrade like vampire or something early on, because getting a vampire upgrade would be very useful. Like, oh, that's just annoying. Like getting, because the single damage spells, I feel like the ones that don't have a range are useful because you kind of know exactly how much damage you're doing, and the higher you get that damage, you know, the higher guaranteed damage you're getting. So it would be nice if I could upgrade Vampire, but I don't know like what the soonest boss that drops spell elements are, and I don't know if I'd want to farm them, to be completely honest. Like, I imagine maybe you get spell elements for Vampire in Marleybone somewhere. I'm sure there's a boss that drops spell elements in Marleybone. Alright, I don't know if this will kill with the weakness, but it should do a lot. Did a decent amount. I hate the fact that bosses spam weakness in Arc 1. Excited for when that's going to change. I'm not excited for the fact that, realistically, Arc 2 is going to become much harder, but I feel like I got it in the bag. Alright, we'll kill him with a ghoul next round. Put this trap up this round. Yeah, so I never capped off my thought, but, you know, let me know in the comments if you play an instrument. Tell me what you play and are into, because I think that that's always fun to, you know, to display your talents. And especially being musically inclined, there's always something cool about someone that knows how to play an instrument very well. I think, like, I've always wished I knew how to play the drums, but I, admittedly, not very talented at playing the drums. Too much coordination and that my brain just does not get. I'm sure I could learn if I tried hard enough, but hurts my brain a little bit. Too much, the differences between, like, the foot and the hand motions really mess me up. Alright, 2 bosses down, 2 to go. I'm just gonna use my mark. Green teleporter this time. Let me get some health first. Alright. Will say, definitely has never been my favorite part of this this world. Specifically this street kind of sucks because it does suck to just be told, hey, go kill 4 bosses.
Poor, pitiful wizard.
And they basically are the same boss 4 times.
I will do you a favor. I shall put you out of your misery.
Okay, that's a bit rude and a bit intense. I'm gonna need to ask you to stop and slow your roll, Buckaroo. Yeah, so I think, one reason why I find doing a ranking the world so fun, beyond the discussion aspect of it, is the fact that I feel like everyone's opinion changes a lot, especially, like, my opinions on worlds, they go very up and down depending on, like, either when I've last done the world or, like, my experience of the last time I've done the world. So, like, if you watch my first ever ranking the worlds video, the opinions are crazy different. Like, absolutely insanely different compared to, like, now. Let me look up if I do, like, we do Kaiser, Noah, world ranking. I have a world's ranked worst to best from 5 years ago. Now, I don't know what I did in this video. Let's see. Okay, there's like a convenient chapters thing here. This video probably sucks. It has less than 1,000 views. And it is probably quite bad. Uploaded in April of 2020. So that was five and a half years ago. Alright. My worst world is Chrysalis. Probably wouldn't agree with that. Definitely not. Imperia's next. Wouldn't agree with that at all, because Imperia Part 1 I feel like is actually pretty good. Wisteria, which is weird because I like Wisteria. Azteca, which is a little too high. Grizzleheim, which, eh. Wizard City. Mirage, which I hard disagree with. I love Mirage. Wintertusk, eh. Aquila. Why is Aquila even on there? Really, past me had... He was a visionary in a bad way. Dragonspire. Bit weird. Avalon. Ick. Zafaria. Why is Zafaria up there? Krokotopia and then Mushu. Sorry, I missed Marleybone. Marleybone was probably number 3. What a horrible, horrible list. Okay, wait, I have another video from 4 years ago. This is a 2021 patented Kaiser Note video. Let me move before I start reading this, because it'd be kind of annoying if I just stood here doing nothing. Alright. Give me a wisp on the way. Could also use some mana at some point, but I can always go back to the Oasis. Oh, there's also a mana wisp right there. Let me grab that. Alright. Oh, hey, I got a tin of food from one of the desert golems that I killed at some point. So that's cool. I only have to beat one more. And maybe there'll be one here. If not, maybe there'll be one in the Throne Room of Fire. And I won't have to go out of my way to do it. There's one right here. Maybe I'll...
Once I have exhausted your power, let
Whoa.
us see if you still approach the great Nebit Narini with such disrespect.
That was such an aggressive... That guy put everything he had into that voice line, and I respect the hell out of it. Alright, back to the 2021 Kaiser Noah Worlds Ranked video. Holy crap, I look gross. Past me looked gross. Alright, so in S tier... Actually, we'll start from F and go up. F tier, I have Chrysalis. Disagree. I would say part 1 is... I like part 1 less than I like part 2, which probably influenced this a lot. In E tier, I have Imperia and the Catacombs, which now the Catacombs will probably be a little bit lower. Imperia, a bit higher. Azteca, that's a little bit weird in D. C tier is Wisteria and Celestia, which I don't know about that one. B tier is Dragonspire, Wizard City, and Zafaria. This might have been the pre-Wizard City changes. I'm not sure. If it is, that makes sense why it's in B. In A tier, I have Aquila, Krokotopia, Grizzleheim, Wintertusk, Tales of the Four Dungeons, which I don't know why this tier list had this, but it did. Mirage, which... You know, Krokotopia in A is very much a me of the past opinion, because I used to love Krokotopia. Back, like, I think I talked about it last episode, but Krokotopia has so much nostalgia for me that I definitely put it a lot higher in my early world rankings. Mushu, Avalon, Caramel, Polaris, and Marleybone in S tier, honestly, I don't have as many complaints about that. But I found that, like, the world tier list, so like the last one I did in 2024, which was in August of 2024, so actually over a full year ago now, so I could legally do another one, because I do them yearly. Yeah, a lot of things have shuffled. Certainly a lot of things have shuffled. So, go watch that. But... yeah, I hold some controversial opinions in my world ranking videos, which I've always kind of had, which I find to be so funny. Like, fun fact, a lot of people really hate Marleybone, which I think is really funny, because Marleybone is only like 30 quests long, and it's like 2 hours at most, and a lot of people just despise the world, which I think it's just so funny, because how can you hate something that's that short? I know a lot of people have complaints about getting dragged, which all I have to say is skill issue. That's definitely on you. But I don't know. I just don't see how you'd hate Marleybone.
Splendid! You retrieved our
Oh, that was a side quest.
It's
Cool.
a first-rate work, young wizard. Now that
First
we have
rate.
the key to the throne room, you're a true hero in my book. Report to Professor Winthrop
All right.
and tell him of our successful assault. He should be ready to proceed into the throne room now.
Hopefully. Alright, honestly, that wasn't that bad. Took 24 minutes to beat those 4 bosses, which... I mean, not to just beat those 4 bosses, I did other stuff, but... could have been worse.
Recovered the key? Oh my, this is a...
Oh
now
my.
we can get inside the map room and find... I have to gather some
Map
notes
room.
and then I'll meet you inside the map room. See you there.
Man, his mic quality is bad. Alright, I definitely need some mana, which, perfect. There's some mana right here. Love to see that. But yeah, I definitely think a world ranking is in the future. Again, I've done it quite a few times, so it feels a little lazy, but at the same time, it's like, admittedly, no one's ever actually complained about how often I do a world ranking, which I usually do them yearly. But I think it would definitely be cool to do one start of the series and then rank them as I go and then do another one at the end of the series so you can like kind of see my evolving opinions on like where certain things shift. Alright, here we go. I don't think I'm going to reach level 20 from this dungeon, but I will reach level 20 soon, which is good. A bit early for Krokotopia to get to level 20, which is cool.
There you are. I've got my notes now. Let's get to work tracking down the Order of the Fang, shall we? We'll most likely need the use of a serpent's... According to my notes, the Order of the Fang used magic. There! That slot must be where the serpent staff would go. I'd rather not have a repeat of that. Could you go down the hall and battle Prince Manu Narini
God,
for
look
the
how
serpent
cool
staff?
this is.
We must set things right.
I've always thought that this right here is like one of the coolest Wizard101, like not areas, but there's just something so cool about this like map. The mini map. So this dungeon's actually been made not easier, but it's been made more concise, which I do genuinely like, because before, I don't think this guy used to be... He might have always been in this spot, but KROK and Common used to be just wandering around. Now he doesn't wander. Now he just sits right here, which I think is a cool change. I just realized, do I need to 1v3 in the KROK and Common fight? Because that might be a challenge. And I think one of the enemies is death. Well, one of the enemies is definitely death here.
You shall pay for disturbing me, young wizard.
Aye, aye, Prince Manu Narini. Alright. Let me put up a convert. I think a convert trap... Oh, that's a weakness, so never mind. I was gonna say a convert trap Banshee should be able to kill with the boost, but not anymore. Alright, I just realized I could have used my pet to attack main guy, and it would have removed my weakness. Well, too late to think about that now. Quite inconvenient, actually, that I didn't think about that until literally the second after I picked the card. I will say, the pet cast spells have been coming, like, massively in handy. Alright, so, what if I do this? I'll do that and then just cast a vampire next round. I think that's the play. Because then I'll regain some health from this Cyclops that this death guy is casting. Man, the Cyclops is, like, in the card, the Cyclops is huge. Like, if you think about, like, every other Cyclops that we fight, rather than cast, they're all, like, not that big. They're, like, probably around the size of this Narini guy, but, like, the one you cast is massive. Alright, let's do a vampire. And then I should be able to trap Blade, cast a vampire at Prince Manu. Ouch. So a little bit of pain that they're putting me through right now. Alright, I should be able to get back up to like 700 health from this, which should be fine. I imagine this will do about 600. Get that convert. 530, alright. I just realized if this is a 1v3, or if I do have to 1v3 with KROK and Common, this might be rather dangerous, and I might actually fail against him, which will be problematic. Because I'd prefer just not to, simply. Admittedly, if I got power pips, this would be going much smoother, but I didn't get any power pips. Power pip now? Nope, okay. Haha! He just passed. Alright. GG, unless I fizzle, which is possible. I do tend to fizzle quite frequently. Next level is going to be very useful because I already looked at the bazaar and I bought it, but I'll be able to get a wand that gives an extra pip, which, while losing the 5 accuracy from the starter wand kind of sucks, at the same time that extra pip is going to be very useful. Like if I start with a pip and a power pip, Banshee would be enough to kill like most mob enemies or get them pretty low. Alright, I've been staring at these parchment for like this entire battle, just waiting to go pick them up. Alright. Hello, Professor Winthrop.
Good work. Now to use the staff. We'll soon... It's no use.
Professor Winthrop stares at his notes and...
That's it. In ancient times, the Eye of KROK. You must go further
Eye
into
of
KROK
KROK.
Common's lair, defeat him, and take back the Eye of KROK. Then we can
God,
find
look
the
how cool
Order of
this
the
is.
Fang at last.
Take a picture of that. It's pretty sick. Alright, let's collect some wisps. Yeah, but if this is a 1v3, which I think, if I remember correctly, it is, this might be rough. I just realized if I solo through Big Ben, that is going to be painful. Maybe I'll look into doing team up for Big Ben. I know that's like way in the future, but like 1v3ing those bosses, unless I have Zeus gear by that point, is going to be bad. We'll see how it goes though. Alright. The great door has opened. Yeah, so I remember like KROK and Common used to just be wandering this dungeon. Like you would just be wandering around right here. Not anymore though. They've since changed it. Give me these reagents. Man, if only it was still dull reagents. There's like a crazy amount of reagents around. Okay, he only has one guard
You will
now?
test your might against
Awesome.
me, and you will fail. Why even try, weakling?
That's rather sad, KROK and Common. I don't know why I thought he had 2 henchmen. Maybe I'm just used to doing this duo. That must be it. Like, I've never soloed through this, which is a little weird. Have I really never soloed? I mean, I must have soloed this at some point. But I really thought that he had 2 minions. But thankfully, it's also a fire one. Oh, that's a weakness. Why would you do that? Oh no, that's a minus accuracy. That's a weakness. Perfect. Just what I love to see. Now question, will a weakness Banshee kill this guy? Probably not. I'll just wait for Vampire next round. I'll just wait for Vampire. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, weakness puts a bit of a hamper in my plans. Can I like half close this curtain? Because it's very bright in here. There we go. No, my face is still incredibly bright. There we go. That's remotely better. It's actually insane how bright it was. Which is weird because I had my window open, or like my curtains open for the last week or two, and it's never really looked that bright. But maybe today is just exceptionally bright. I liked that guy's yell. I feel like most of the other KROKs have this, like, cartoonish yell, but that legitimately sounded like a guy who just fell down a well or something. Sounded like a guy who did not enjoy his time. So, I'm trying to think. KROK Sphinx, I could probably split it into 3 episodes, to be honest. Because I don't know. I could do like... I mean, it might even be 4. It could be 4 short episodes or like 3, like where 1 is very long. Alright. I am going to use Vampire. It might not actually kill, but it'll do like 90% of his health. And it'll heal me, which is useful. I feel like I haven't gotten a single power pip in the last like 7 fights, which is a little crazy because it's... I mean, I know it's only like a 20% chance, but still 20. You'd think that with a 20% chance I would get at least slightly more. Alright. Still no? Fine. Okay. Whatever. You know, I didn't even want a power pip anyway, frankly. Alright. Yeah, I definitely want to get a pet, because getting a pet with like spellproof or spell defying on it would be incredibly useful. The problem is that I don't plan on transferring any like things over to this wizard in any way to get gold. Like, I won't trade for TCs. So I realistically am going to have to wait until like post Dragonspire probably to get enough gold to hatch with anything. Alright, got some spell elements and some more parchment. We love parchment here. You can write on that.
Splendid! We have the Eye of KROK. Go on. Then repeat the ancient words I taught you.
The ancient words.
You do as the professor says. A bright light flashes, and with a...
You've done it. Never would have thought to look there. I need to gather 1 or 2 other things here. Meet me back in the Altar of Kings. We can
So do you guys want to know a really fun fact about me that's very embarrassing? When I was a kid, which I must have done this back in 2011, so I would have been 9 years old. This quest, I talked to him, and then he said to go back to the Altar of Kings, but I didn't read that, and I thought that the quest broke, and then I like broke down crying because I thought that my game broke.
Excellent. We finally know where the Order of the... Now that we know where to find the Order of the Fang, we'll need permission to explore there. Go speak with Sergeant Major Talbot by the lake outside.
Go speak with Sergeant Major Talbot.
We may have found a way to set things right again.
Alright. We'll speak with Sergeant Major Talbot, and then that's it for today. I honestly expected this to take a bit longer. I was expecting this to be like a 45, 50-minute episode, but it ended up being about 37, which is not bad.
The Order of the Fang may have the secret to defeating the Tuts, eh? And it's an old book? Indeed.
Indeed.
Their inner lair must be... We set up ferries to Crocus Sphinx before the Crocs attacked. The boat's there in front of me. Take it across to the island. I hope you find this lair where the Order of the Fang hides out. We could use some good news.
Alright, we've completed all of the quests in that. That's what that... Oh, look at this boat ride. I'm clipping into the boat. That was for completing all the quests in the Pyramid of Sun, which means I've also done all of the side quests as well. So that's pretty cool. And we're going to end this episode with me getting this beetle right here, because we love picking up beetles. Perfect. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like, hit the sub button, and also, if you become a channel member, you can watch some of these episodes early. Currently, none out, but I will have probably 2 or 3 by Tuesday out, so make sure to become a channel member if you want to see those. Thank you to the people who have, but otherwise, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a fantastic day.